Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about music math because on Wednesday you will have a little quiz on this and I want to make sure that you feel good about it. So over the last 2 weeks we've had some theory videos that have gone over rest values and note values. So if you haven't watched those, you'll want to go back and do that before you watch this video because I'm not going to go back into length about each note and rest and how much they're worth. I spent a lot more time on that in the other videos. Okay, so we are just going to look through these together and make sure we all understand. If you have any questions, you can leave me a comment on Google Classroom or send me an email, whatever works best for you. Let's look at number 1. So we are going to look at this note first. So the first thing you have to do is figure out how many beats that's worth. On the count of 3, will you tell me how many beats a whole note's worth? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have 4 there, and then make sure that you know if you're adding or subtracting. So we are going to add, and then here's our quarter rest. On the count of 3, tell me 1, 2, 3, that's worth 1 beat, and then you simply add. So 4 plus 1 equals 5, okay? Now let's look at number 2. We have, this is tricky because you have to remember, is it a whole rest or a half rest? This one doesn't look like a hole in the ground, so it's not a whole rest. It's a half rest. Also, looks like this little guy kept his hat on. We talked about the difference between that and tipping your hat. The one who tips his hat's worth 4 beats. The one who keeps his hat on his head is worth 2. All right, and so there's your 2. Again, you're adding. Okay. These right here, we have 2 eighth notes. We know that 1 eighth note is worth half a beat, but we have 2 of them, right? We have 1 here and 1 here. So we have to add 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1 beat, right? If I have half of a pizza and I add another half of a pizza to that, I get a whole pizza. So when you see those 2 eighth notes together, it's worth 1 beat. So 2 plus 1 equals 3. All right, number 3, this note right here, on the count of 3, tell me how many beats a quarter note's worth. 1, 2, 3, 1, except now we are subtracting, okay? And here's our quarter. I forgot to put an equal sign here, whoops. A quarter rest is worth the same as a quarter note. So 1 minus 1 equals 0. All right, number 4, here we have that dotted half note. Remember in our last video we said the dot adds half of what's before it. So we know a half note by itself is worth 2 beats. The dot is worth half of that. So half of 2 is 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. All right, so that whole note right there, or not a whole note, but that whole symbol is a dotted half note. It's worth 3 beats plus, now we just have a simple half note that's worth 2. 3 plus 2 equals 5. All right, a couple more. Here we have what looks like a hole in the ground. So we know that one's worth 4. It's a whole rest minus a half rest. 4 minus 2 equals 2. And then our last example for today, we have a whole note. We already have said that that's worth 4 minus a dotted half note again. It's worth 3. 4 minus 3 equals 1. Okay, I hope all of that makes sense. If there's any way I can help you, let me know. On Wednesday, we will have another quiz, and then if you've completed all 4 of your quizzes up to now, so that's note names quiz, note values, rest values, and then your music math quiz, I will turn on your theory badge this week after you've completed that last quiz. All right, you guys are doing amazing. I'm so glad to see so many of you on Google Classroom. I will talk to you soon.